So it's been a long time since we last had Craig here in the studio. In fact, it was the final day of the Premier League season, if I'm not mistaken, since we last saw you. You've missed quite a lot of what's gone on in the football world. So we wanted to give you a little refresher and get your thoughts on some of it. Is that all right?
Well, I haven't missed a lot. I've missed everything. I know it now he's signed for Man
Well,
City.
PSG won the Champions League for the
I saw
first
that.
time
Well,
in
I
their
didn't see
history.
all the game because I was knee deep in Western Supermare alcohol.
Yep, the West Country in
But
England. Chelsea won the Conference League.
I actually watched this game.
Yes, beating Real Betis 4-1 in the final.
Well, Real Betis played well for a long period of that game, and then Chelsea came strong at the end. Is that correct?
Yep, so Chelsea there, Cole Palmer key in this final. Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal won the Nations League, beating Spain in a penalty shootout.
Oh, that's it
He
then.
scored in the final and the semi-final.
Well, that's it. He's absolutely nailed on to lead the line next year here in the United States in the World Cup.
So that's Portugal. Brazil, under Carlo Ancelotti, have qualified for the World Cup in 2026. That's the expanded World Cup. It was a 1-0 win over Paraguay. It was his first win as manager in his second game in charge. So Brazil, as always, will be at the World Cup finals. But when we say as always, the likes of Uzbekistan and Jordan have qualified for the World Cup for the first time in their history. Big celebrations for both of these nations, making it to a World Cup. And they'll be one of the many teams coming up. Are you happy about that, Craig, to see some of these minnows, these teams that we haven't seen?
Not particularly, no.
Another big story was managers sacked. Simone Inzaghi leaving Inter.
He wasn't sacked, was he?
Well, departing.
Yeah, he left. He took the money.
Departing. Luciano Spalletti sacked by Italy. Gattuso's in. Obviously, that's going to be interesting to see how it all goes. Michael Probies resigning from Poland. That's the manager who Lewandowski said he'd never play under for the national team.
Yeah, that didn't make much headlines out of Warsaw.
Nothing to do with that. Gianpiero Gasperini leaving Atalanta for Roma, leaving. Been there since 2016. He'll be replacing Claudio Ranieri. And Sergio Conceição sacked by Milan. And it will be Max Allegri coming in.
Oh, more
Milan once again.
They'll be good to watch, won't they, Milan?
But the big news, Ange Postecoglou saying goodbye, mate. He is no longer the Spurs manager, replaced by Thomas Frank. And after the winning the Europa League, Ange Postecoglou is no more at Tottenham Hotspur. Are you surprised?
Have you got any news on Elvis?
I don't believe he's with us anymore, to be honest.
How far have we gone
The
back
last
here?
time I heard.
Any news on anybody seen Elvis around in a supermarket or, gone back a bit? Hey, Postecoglou, he couldn't survive in 17th, could he?
Did you vote in FC's 100? That's available now on the website.
The email landed in my inbox and it was in the deleted box within half a second.
So our analysts and writers ranking our best players in the men's game minus Craig Burley's
And Stevie. Stevie never did it.
Stevie didn't get involved either.
I beg your pardon.
That's like Mbappe and Vinny Jr. not doing all the hard yards here at ESPN FC.
Why is his big head at the front? It should have been.
Here's some notable transfers so far. Matheus Cunha, Manchester United. Obviously, Reinders, we've spoken about, and at City, Mastantuono, the youngster coming in at Real Madrid. Ait Nouri, you mentioned earlier, Craig Ryan Shirky. Liam Delap to Chelsea. Matthijs Tel to Spurs, and Leroy Sané going to Galatasaray.
You missed out the third one.
Free. Mastantuono. I didn't. I said the youngster. Are you trying to test me?
I was,
Well, no.
Spurs paid 35 million for Matthijs Tel.
And then Jadon Sancho returning to Manchester United.
Did I miss something with Matthijs Tel? I know he's a talented player, but he didn't. What did he do at Tottenham? This is a kind of João Felix. We've seen the movie, but we're still going to go back in for more.
So Liverpool agreeing a £116 million deal for Florian Wirtz. It will break the British transfer record. Many a team wanted this man, and it's going to be Liverpool who are likely to get him.
Liverpool never spend money, according to Stevie.
No, Thomas. Not me.
I mean, you're going to spend money on a player like this, though.
He's going to be a brilliant watcher.
Aye. Yeah.
We should be for that money, to be fair.
Then, of course, Craig, there was the whole debacle with the US men's national team with Donovan, Pulisic, Pochettino all making the headlines.
You must be kicking yourself, you missed this.
Yeah.
Christian Pulisic skipping, of course, about to skip the Gold Cup, which is coming up at either the end or the beginning of the season, regarding which way you do look at it. Donovan had something to say about that, it appears, criticising the player at the Nations League final broadcast, using that to have a bit of a shot at him, it would seem. That's definitely how Christian Pulisic's dad saw it, and he asked ChatGPT to explain Donovan's sabbatical in the 2012-2013 season to kind of say, well, you did it too.
Well, at least Christian Pulisic had the stomach to go to Europe and mix it with the big boys rather than just stay here in Major League Soccer and flat trap bully everybody else, which Landon Donovan did, as good a player as he was. He didn't put himself out there to test himself on a rate. He went to Everton, did okay. I think it found the going a bit tough. But, you know, I'm neither here nor there with this, to be honest with you. Christian Pulisic, he's a good player. You know, he's a very good player from Milan. And I think the US get caught up in this Gold Cup stuff way too much, to be quite honest with you.
And then last but not least, when we're talking about national teams, my mum is repulsed by Jude's antics. This is Thomas Tuchel talking to TalkSport in the UK about Jude's hunger and rage that can come across as a bit repulsive, going on to say that his mum doesn't really like it and he's a good lad, but it does come across not so well to some people. Basically, probably talking a little bit too much here, Craig.
Who?
Thomas Tuchel.
Well, he's not talking too much, he's just talking utter stupidity. I mean, the England manager talking about his mum. Seriously.
Frank and Naden are with us.
What the hell's been going on? I've only been away 2.5 weeks, maybe 3.
See a lot of fun you've been missing.
Thomas Tuchel's mum. Imagine manager pulling you in. You're an international player of some repute, right? Playing for Real Madrid, wherever you're playing. And the international manager pulls you in to say, I want a word with you. My mum doesn't like. My mum doesn't like what you're doing on the field. What would you say to that? You know what I mean? I'm really sorry, boss. I won't swear. I won't make any bad tackles. I won't do it. I won't shout it. I won't do that. Will that make your mum happy? We might lose games, but I'll behave myself. Will that make your mum happy? I mean, seriously. It's just utter. What are you laughing at?
It's just stupid, isn't it?
I know, it's just... Is it real?
What's been your... Yeah, I mean,
it is
yes,
real.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
it
is real, yeah.
It is. So he said that the way he comes across can be interpreted in a bad way. He thinks he's a good lad and he knows it's all passion, but then went on to say, my mum doesn't like it, she's repulsed by this behaviour.
Mum got nothing better to do.
And she doesn't see it, that's how she perceives it from where she's sitting.
You know that saying, the game's gone? We're in that arena.
So what's your pick of the bunch from what you missed? What's your pick of the bunch?
I think the whole sort of knickers in a twist, Christian Pulisic, Landon Donovan, it's so typical of this lot over here, this side of the pond. It's just incredible. It's like they get this like US men's national team blinkers on, and it just, whenever somebody does something that's out with what they perceive as what should be done, it's like the world's going to end, you know what I mean? It's a 4-minute nuclear warning because Christian Pulisic needs a rest. That has to be, I think, that one. And then Landon Donovan having a pop. You know what I mean? Typical. I'm not making any friends, I know, but I don't think they like me anyway. Most of that lot. And I don't care. They might have figured this out. I actually don't care what they think. But they're very thin-skinned, a lot of them.
Okay.
They know who they are. I don't need to write to them.
I'm sure they'll let you know on the socials.
I don't go on social media now. I'm done with it.
All right, all of these guys will be back answering your questions on the latest edition of Extra Time. You can keep up with it every single day.
He's still here.
On YouTube. He is still here.